Welcome to the introduction of grammar rule number 2, in which we're going to talk about conciseness and redundancy. Let's just quickly talk about conciseness first through this example. So let's read all of these sentences. When the Berlin Wall was torn down in 1989, 5 million people went to Berlin to celebrate that. Let's look at the second one. When the Berlin Wall was torn down in 1989, 5 million people went to Berlin for its celebration. The third one, when the Berlin Wall was torn down in 1989, 5 million people went to Berlin to celebrate. And lastly, when the Berlin Wall was torn down in 1989, 5 million people went to Berlin in the celebration of that. So generally the ACT emphasizes conciseness. If all things remain the same and mean the same thing, the ACT usually prefers the more concise version. So if we look at all these, the third one is the preferable one and would be the correct one to the ACT. When the Berlin Wall was torn down in 1989, 5 million people went to Berlin to celebrate. This one is the most concise. So there are going to be a lot of ACT questions like these that we're going to talk about, and it's important to recognize this rule in the ACT to get these questions right. The next one is redundancy. And redundancy, when something's redundant, it means it's not needed, it's not useful. So let's look at this sentence. Annually, Lisa and Sarah donate to the local children's hospital every year. Now, is there anything redundant here? Annually means every year, each year. Lisa and Sarah donate to the children's hospital. We really don't need this, because if we say annually, we already know that it's each year. Or, vice versa, we could just say Lisa and Sarah donate to the children's hospital every year. You don't need both annually, the words each year. So there are a lot of ACT questions that test this in terms of redundancy. So these are the two concepts that we're going to talk about, and we're going to go ahead and just jump into specific ACT questions that deal with both conciseness and redundancy. So I'll go ahead and see you in the next video so we can go over some examples. See you later.